Letitia Baldrige, the imposing author, etiquette advisor and business executive who became a household name as Jacqueline Kennedy's White House Chief of Staff, died on Monday in Bethesda, MD. She was 86. Her death was confirmed by Mary M. Mitchell, a longtime friend and collaborator. At 35, Ms. Baldrige, known as Tish, left her job as public relations director for Tiffany & Company to help out a friend, the former Jacqueline Boudier, becoming, in essence, the social secretary of the Kennedy White House as it emerged as a center of culture, art, youthful elegance. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. And sparkling state dinners. Ms. Baldrige left the White House in June 1963, less than 6 months before President John F. Kennedy's assassination, to work for the Merchandise Mart, a Kennedy family business enterprise in Chicago. She went on to found her own public relations and marketing business. In the 1970s she established herself as an authority on contemporary etiquette, writing the syndicated newspaper column on the subject and updating Amy Vanderbilt's complete book of etiquette in 1978, less than 4 years after Ms. Vanderbilt's death. Ms. Baldrige's face soon appeared on the cover. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Of Time magazine, which hailed her as the nation's social arbiter. After that, her own name was enough to attract readers, and in 1985 she published Letitia Baldrige's Complete Guide to Executive Manners, which dealt with behavior in the workplace and outside it. In that book, she declared it acceptable to cut salad with a knife. She recommended that whoever reaches the door first, either man or woman, open it. And she suggested infrequent shampooing when staying on a yacht, to be considerate about conserving water. Ms. Baldrige, who stood 6 feet. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. 1 inch tall and became known for her elegant silver hair, long contended that the heart of all etiquette was consideration for other people, rather than a rigid set of rules. There are major C.E.O.S who do not know how to hold a knife and fork properly, but I don't worry about that as much as the lack of kindness, she told the New York Times in 1992. There are 2 generations of people who have not learned how important it is to take time to say, I'm sorry and please and thank you, and how people thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Must relate to one another. In addition to her all-purpose etiquette guides, she narrowed her focus in books about weddings, social lives, job success and child rearing. Even when she went far afield of her specialty, as with public affairs, Private Relations 1991, a novel about romance and class differences in Washington, she threw in comments about manners. She wrote at least 3 books that capitalized on her brief, shining White House career, In the Kennedy Style, Magical Evenings in the Kennedy White House 1998, with Renee Dawn the Lady, First, My Life in the Thank You for Trying Verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Kennedy White House and the American Embassies of Paris and Rome 2001 and the Kennedy Mystere 2006, with 4 co-authors. Those books' revelations tended toward menus, recipes and minor shockers, like Mrs. Kennedy's habit of referring to Helen Thomas and another newswoman as the Harpies. In a 1964 oral history interview for the John F. Kennedy Presidential Library, she remembered the Kennedys as perfectionists and the president as an amazing manager. He was like a wonderful department store manager who goes through the store and knows everybody's name and knows how all the departments thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Work and knows how to wrap packages better than the wrappers in the wrapping department, she said. Letitia Baldrige was born on February 9, 1926, in Miami and grew up in Omaha, the youngest child of Howard Malcolm Baldrige, the Republican state legislator who became a United States congressman in 1930, and the former Regina Connell. Their son Malcolm was Secretary of Commerce in the Reagan administration. Growing up with 2 older brothers helped make her tough, Ms. Baldrige said. Speaking to her hometown newspaper, the Omaha World-Herald, in 1997, she recalled the time. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Her brother Robert had swung his new baseball bat, the holiday gift, too close to her. I was knocked unconscious for 3 hours, she said. My brothers called it the best Christmas so far. Like her future employer Mrs. Kennedy, Letitia attended Miss Porter's School in Farmington, Comp, and Vassar College. She did graduate work at the University of Geneva in Switzerland but still found that she had to learn secretarial skills to find a good State Department job. Beginning in the late 1940s, she worked in Paris as social secretary to David Bruce. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. The United States ambassador to France, and his wife, Evangeline, then in Rome as assistant to Claire Booth-Luce, at that time the ambassador to Italy. On that first job she made a major faux pas by unknowingly seating the Frenchman next to his wife's lover at a dinner party. As a result, she often said, she learned the value of heartfelt, repeated apologies. When she returned to the United States, she went to work for Walter Hogan, the chairman of Tiffany & Company. Her first book was Roman Candle 1956, a memoir about her European adventures. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Which one? Critic, Elizabeth Janeway, accused of managing to invest Rome with as much color and atmosphere as if it were her native Omaha. Her last book was Taste, Acquiring What Money Can't Buy 2007. Most of Ms. Baldrige's career was spent as an entrepreneur, as head of her own businesses in Chicago, New York and Washington, where she had a home at the time of her death. Yet she continued to be identified with her White House days. "That's all right," she told The Times in 1998. "It was a moment in history, thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. And to be part of it is incredible." Ms. Baldrige married Robert Hollensteiner, a real estate developer, the year she left the White House. He survives her, along with their daughter, Claire Smith, their son, Malcolm Baldrige Hollensteiner, and 7 grandchildren. Family, Ms. Baldrige believed, was where the patterns for manners, humanity and true civilization were set, and the American family was failing to do its job. "We are not passing values on to our children," she told the Toronto Star in 1999. "We are not sitting down at the dinner." Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Table talking about the tiny things that add up to caring human beings. Jackie learned from her mom, who had beautiful manners. This article has been revised to reflect the following correction. November 1, 2012. An obituary on Wednesday about the author, etiquette advisor and business executive Letitia Baldrige misspelled the given name of the wife of David Bruce, the former United States ambassador to France, for whom Ms. Baldrige worked as social secretary. She was Evangeline Bruce, not Evangeline. This article has been revised. Thank you for trying verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. To reflect the following correction. November 2, 2012. An obituary on Wednesday about the author, etiquette advisor and business executive Letitia Baldrige misidentified the college from which Jacqueline Kennedy, for whom Ms. Baldrige worked in the Kennedy White House, graduated. Mrs. Kennedy attended Vassar, as did Ms. Baldrige, but she graduated from George Washington University. Mrs. Kennedy did not receive a bachelor's degree from Vassar.